Hey, what's up, everyone? So after a bit of a break, I'm checking back with yet another video. So it was just a break that I felt like I wanted to take from making videos. Nothing serious or nothing sinister behind it. Anyway, I feel like I'm ready to make more videos again. So what other lock to de-rust than nice Ruko 600 with barrels, right? So that's what we have here today. So let's just jump into it. This is our key, a very typical like trapezoid key bow, and some nice beating with some high lifts in the front, always a pleasure. So this is actually a 6-pin lock, a Danish one. Here's our housing. You can tell that this one is done for some locks with sidebar as well. There's the groove on the left side, but of course it's not used in this particular lock. This is the plug, so keyway, not exactly the worst. Very comfortably you can use a 19 thousandths or 0.5 millimeters peak in here. Some drill protection here and there. Most importantly, we have some milling for barrel spools. So this multi-staged milling that is typical for the newer Ruko or Asa locks. And this milling interacts with your signature barrels. So I think at this point everyone knows this type of pin. You can tell that they are a bit narrower at their ends, and there is like a sharp lip on both ends of the pin, and this sharp lip actually interacts with the milling. So as soon as you put some tension and you want to push the pin out with your pick, this lip gets sort of stuck in the milling, and it's kind of hard to push it out. For key pins we have just your standard key pins, nothing too interesting about them. So I feel like there's been so many videos about picking barrels, and definitely there's some really good ones out there, for example from Artichoke. So if you haven't watched that one, I really recommend to do that. I will just briefly say that picking barrels is basically a two-stage process. The first stage is where everything feels kind of tapered and you are not getting too much feedback at all. That's the stage where you are pushing the barrels into the milling. So that's the stage one. And after you have all the barrels in the milling, the real picking begins, because you are trying to push those barrels out of the milling. It's giving you very typical feedback, very typical sound, this sort of crunching sound. So in order to test if a barrel is in the milling, you should familiarize yourself with a jiggle test. Basically what that means is that you apply heavy tension and you kinda push the key pin under the tested barrel, and if you are met with a springy sensation, the barrel is probably already set. If you are met with a hard stop or kind of a metallic stop, not a springy stop, the barrel is in the milling and it needs to be pushed out. So a very delicate tension control is required through this stage, because the barrels tend to ping pong a lot. There is no like set binding order. You can do it in multiple ways, but you always need to be really careful with your tension. And yeah, so basically that's about it about picking barrels. I don't want to go in too much detail. So to pick this lock, I will be using this 19 thousandths hook from Moki with a round tip and 1.2 millimeter pry bar from Moki as well. Hashtag not an ad. I just love those pics, that's the truth. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this lock picked right away. Alright, here we go. Key works. So let's start by going clockwise, applying pretty heavy tension, and yeah, just look for those binding barrels. Gave them like a single click. So now the mission is drive those pins slowly into the milling, one by one. Do not go for like anything more than a single click or a single change of resistance, because you might overset very easily at this phase. Okay, so I'm working on the front 3 pins because I realized, and usually it's the case in most of locks like this, that these pins kind of bind in groups. So these front 3 like to play off each other. And I can feel and also hear that I'm getting a lot better feedback after I make some passes through them. So now they are not getting any feedback at all, so I will move to the back 3 pins. Okay, so 4 is binding, pretty sure. Okay, gave him a click. Something dropped in the front, that's for sure. There's 2 and 3 as well. Some clicks on these pins. It looks like 4 stayed up, it's springy, so 1 to 5, that's springy. 6 is binding. A single click, that's a low lift there, so that would be enough. Checking the front pins again. It looks like they stayed up. 4, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's springy. What about 5 now? 1, 2, 3, 4 is here. 5 is kind of weird. Okay. No, I'm not gonna force 5 just yet. It's not time. Okay, maybe something out of 1 now. Okay, the front pins are good as well, for sure. What about 5? Okay, good click out of 5 actually. 1 more, so that was good. Let's check the front pins. Of course they dropped. So heavy tension, and I'm gonna try to set them back without dropping anything else. So 2 and 3. Again ping ponging. 1, I think it's dropped as well, but just a little. Okay, there he goes. We're pretty close, I feel like, to open, but you know, these last moments usually tend to be the most difficult with barrels. Okay, because now I have to find which barrel is left. So okay, 1 feels pretty springy. 2 should be good. 3 as well. 4 is springy. 6, yeah, I think 6 is dropped. Okay, click there. That's 2 dropped. 3 is in the milling for sure. Okay, click there. 4 is good. I feel like I have like 1 pin remaining. Okay, it was 1. Perfect. Yeah, so definitely not an easy pick by any means. Before the video I loosened this circlip a little, so I don't have a hard time removing it. So I will just do this and it should be good to go. Yep. Okay, let me just prepare this for gutting. Autofocus. Yep. So I'm actually not sure if I need a shim here, but I've never seen a lock with barrels that would require a shim actually. So I'm just gonna go ahead and not use a shim. I mean this this gap is pretty wide though. I don't know. It's just like a normal essay clip, isn't it? Alright, I will shim it, I guess. I haven't gotten this before, so why not? Okay, there it is. Follower. Okay, here we go. So key pins 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some jaw protection that I will leave there. Nice deep milling. And let's take a look at those drivers. Let's rearrange this real quick. Okay. Barrels. Shockingly low barrels. There's 4. The min lift. And there's 6 the min lift. Okay. Springs out. And we have the lock. Got it. Okay guys, I think this should wrap up today's video. I will give you one more close-up on your barrels and the block with milling. And yeah, thank you for watching guys. I will not make any promises as far as the frequency of my videos, but I'll definitely try to do them more often. So stay tuned. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and also hopefully see you really soon with the next one. Bye.